Ask anyone what footsies are, and chances are you'll get as many answers as people you ask. The problem is that the term is so nebulous that quite a few things fit the description, and often people only use the term to describe a particular aspect. Footsies is essentially space control. The more space you control, the better your chances of winning. So let's see what all the different kinds of footsies are. Air-to-airs and anti-airs control the space immediately above and in front of your character. This control can let you stop, jump in attacks, and cross-ups. Zoning controls space half screen and farther by virtue of filling it with projectiles. If you are better at zoning than the opponent is, and the opponent can't get close enough to attack, you are controlling the mid and far range space. The longer you can do this, the more damage the opponent is likely to take, which ups your chances of winning. Frame traps, throws, block strings, and mix-ups control short-range space. While you are attacking, the opponent cannot. The better able you are to perform these, the less able your opponent is to safely attack or counter-hit. Pokes with normals and specials control short and mid-range space. This is the part of footsies people are typically referring to when they say footsies. Basic footsies are all of the previous things we just discussed, but without follow-ups. The difference between basic, intermediate, and advanced has to do with the advantage gained. So let's see two examples, each of which will go from basic to intermediate to advanced. This is good enough to control the space, but there's no follow-up. You only come out with the most basic advantage, damage on the opponent. This is better, not by a ton, but it provides juries some extra advantage in the form of an extra fireball to be used at some future point, on top of the damage already inflicted on the opponent. This is much better, because not only was the jump in prevented, it was further punished with a mix-up that had frame trap potential if blocked. The opponent took a ton of damage and lost a ton of space. It's damage, that's about it. This is a little better. Jury now has a fireball she can use after the fact, and slightly more space than before. This is a really good punish. Lots of damage, lots of stun, lots of space. As mentioned before, this is the part of footsies that most people mean when they say footsies. It's also the part that people generally can't seem to explain even if they understand it. To play the poking aspect of footsies, you need to force the opponent to stay on the ground, not zone you, and not stay too close to you. Therefore, the minimum requirements are consistent anti-airs, which will stop airborne attacks, knowing your basic punish combos, which will stop close-range footsies in some cases, knowing your moves that punish frame traps, which will stop frame trap footsies, knowing how to get close against zoners, which will stop zoning, and knowing your best pokes and their ranges. If you do not meet these requirements, the opponent does not need to play poking footsies with you, since he can win by exploiting any of these weaknesses. Once you do meet the above requirements, then we can start working on our poking game.